I think I should be able to get this done in less than 40 minutes, but let me put on my do not disturb because people love doing that shit when I be on a roll. Do not disturb. Do not disturb. All right, ladies and gentlemen, do you know what the circle of life is and or what it means and blah blah this and blah blah that? Because from what life has been teaching me and the other people, two things. One, and it always annoys me, but I'm just going to feed into it if I outwardly act out upon the fact that you guys see me for my age before you see me for my intelligence. So you see my youth and think, oh, yeah, he fucking always watching TikTok, probably tasting Tide Pods and what else do other idiots do? Because I don't. Like, yes, I will admit I do idiotic things, but in smart ways. Sometimes, not always, because there's some things it's just like, you're a jackass for that. And it's jackass worthy, but it's not on video, so it didn't happen, did it? Back to the point. Circle of life, ladies and gentlemen, do you know what that means? Like, we all know what circle means, right? Where from the point that you start is going to be the point that you end, kind of like a track. Okay. So, in that term, we all know what a circle is. And life is exactly what we're living. And I guess when they say circle of life, they mean you are going to die the exact same way that you were born. But here's the kicker. You're not going to be as cute. Not as many people are going to love you. And you might leave an inheritance, so people are going to want you to die a little bit faster. So what I'm trying to explain to you is respect the elderlies like you would respect your baby. I know they're not as cute. I know they're not as fun. I know. But what you need to know is the circle of life is called the circle of life because just as you are being born and learning a lot of things and trying to mold and understand things, at the end, it's doing the opposite. It's turning things into mush. It's making you forget things. You don't know things as well as you used to. And in all honesty, this is why I don't really want to age. Like, I want to age until the point that I am not aging gracefully, because at some point or another, I'm not going to answer the call. Okay, because, see, that's why I put on my do not disturb every motherfucker time. I'm on a roll, motherfuckers. So, back to the point. I do not want to get to the point of where I am at the age where you guys remember me or want to remember who I am more than you want to see who I am today. Because the fact of the matter is, I am not who I used to be, because nobody is. With time changing, we all do change. And at some point or another, we're going to change to the ultimate change where it's like, I don't know what the fuck I am. My reality is so distorted that I do not realize what I am doing is not corresponding to what I am actually doing. What I see and what is actually going on are two different images. And I try to explain that to people, but I'm a man of many words, but sometimes they're confusing. Sometimes it makes sense. Like, either it works or it doesn't. So I figure those that are meant to understand me will understand me. And those that aren't, I either need to explain it differently or you guys are just so stupid. So I'm going to try to explain this as many ways as possible. I don't know how many ways I'm going to do it because I haven't thought of it yet. But as I'm doing it, I will do it, okay? So when you start reaching the point of where you're restarting that, where you're getting back to the beginning of that circle, which is going to be your end, you start doing things that you would have never thought to ever do consciously, cognitively, because you have gotten that disconnection finally, because of maybe Alzheimer's, because of maybe a head trauma, because of, I don't know. I don't freaking know. I don't really know what causes it, but you know what? After making the video, I think I might try to go into it, because I know some of it is due to genetics. Some of it is due to what you have done in life. So it's just like, if you're meant to have it, you're meant to have it. But at the same time, I feel like for me personally, I'm going to live until the point I can't live gracefully. And I'm going to age until I can't age gracefully. Until the day that I can't kick the soccer ball around, I'm dead. The day that I can't get in my own vehicle and go wherever the fuck I want to, I am dead. The day that I need to call somebody to help me wipe my ass, I am dead. The day that I need somebody to hand and foot me, I am dead. The day that I need people, because at this point, at the age of 24, I choose to have people to be around. I stay at home and I take care of my parents because they're elderly people that need help, even though only one of them I want to take care of. The other is just kind of there as part of the package deal, and because of love and life and all the fucked up shit, and maybe I'm trying to learn a lesson, maybe this is supposed to be a lesson, blah this, blah that. Back at that point, the circle of life, you have to understand they're the babies again. They're just not as cute as they used to be. They're a lot taller. They're a lot more wrinkled. They're lit way more. And when they hit you, it actually hurts compared to when they used to hit you. It's just, stop it. Stop. Just, why are you so aggressive? Now it's like, whoa! Hey, whoa, shit, no! Woo, shit! Oh, shit, I wasn't supposed to swing back. God damn, that's how I lost my lance. I'm kidding. I would never swing back at an elderly. I love the elderly because I understand the elderly, because I misunderstood like the elderly, if you get what I mean. I'm going to continue to explain that. Most of society does not like me because of the fact that my mind works the way that it does. And what they want me to do is be this 9-to-5 type of person. They want me to be this factory type of worker. They want me to shut up. They want me to listen. They want me to see what they're giving me and not see past what they're truly giving me. They say this is food, but I see it as poison. Why would you make food this cheap? How could you make food this cheap? How can you say that there is not enough, yet you're making food this cheap? So you say it's food, but it's not food. And why is it so? Back to the point. I love to get off on tangents, and that's why these videos get so long. So, back to the point. They're not as cute, but you have to understand they're finishing. And some people finish quick, some people finish in time, and some you never flipping know. And what I have understood from the fact that people misunderstand me and people misunderstand the elderly is if sometimes you just approach slowly and you wait, everything will be explained to you, but sometimes you just need to walk away. And sometimes walking away does give that desired effect of calming down, and sometimes walking away doesn't give that desired effect of calming down. Sometimes it ranks it up more. But what you have to do is you have to be able to control yourself and not allow other people's emotions, that elderly's emotion, that baby's emotion, that high up energy, you can't allow that infect you and start to bother you and infest you to the point where now you're both vibrating very high. And what happens when you're both yelling, it's essentially a yell match. But if they're yelling and you're talking, it's just, they understand that they should stop yelling. But if you yell back, they're just going to continue to yell because, yeah, I'm yelling, you're yelling, I'm yelling, but, please don't yell at me. Why are you upset? See, we have no need to yell, do we? Exactly. So, could you show me what's wrong, since I'm not quite sure what's going on and you're not quite speaking coherently for me to understand what you're saying? Oh! Well, that is your trash can, and trash is supposed to go in there, but I don't know how that poop got in there, but we'll take care of that, all right? We'll just get this baggie out your way. Sorry for the inconvenience. Thanks for letting me know, though. And it's with that calmness and understanding that most people seem to lack. They want the fast pace. They want the, let's go. And if it's not, let's go, then get the fuck out of my way, because you're not, let's go, and you're not keeping up with my pace. And my issue with life is, and seems to be life's issue with me, is they want me to slow down for them, but they'll never speed up for me. And I'll slow down, but once I go back to my idle speed, it's just like, no, keep going that slow. And it's just like, no, because other places will tell me speed up, but at the same time, it's like, why do I have to speed up when other places will tell me slow down and blah this and blah that, and it's just going for the back and forth and the back and forth and tug of war and the tug of war. And at the end of the day, what I've realized is it's nice to listen, but find what works for you and do that. And you guys are probably wondering, Ethan, how the fuck does this tie in with taking care of the elderly and being nice and kind to the elderly in the whole entire circle of life? Because once you learn that outside voices will always have thoughts and opinions on you, and sometimes they will matter, sometimes they really don't. What really matters is what you think of you. What really matters is what you do. What really matters is how you project your energy, and what really matters is how you let others affect you, how you let others do it. And I learned that through others just being rude to me because of the way that I displayed my energy. And what I've come to learn is, as long as I make this checklist of, am I hurting anyone? Aside from the feelings, aside from their visual feelings, no, because they could shut the fuck up and look away and I'd be fine. Have I imposed my thoughts and opinions on people? No, I did speak my thoughts out, but I didn't say you have to do this. Hey, do this way. Hey, don't forget. Did I do that? No, I did not do that. So I did good about not imposing my thoughts and opinions on other people. Was I being rude? I may have had some instances, but was I doing it intentionally? No. Did it bother people? I'm not quite sure because I don't think they're the type to want confrontation, or maybe they just said fuck it and assumed and wrote off that I'm just a forever asshole. I'm not quite sure, but I don't think I intentionally pissed off people. And what's another thing? Do they understand anything that I'm saying? Because that's a very big thing, because it doesn't matter how I say it, when I say it, how fast I say it, blah, blah, this, blah, that. If you don't understand me, you're not going to understand me. And it's fine if you don't, because not everybody's expected to. That's why there's so many fucking genres of music and everything. There's so many genres of music, so many genres of TV shows, so many genres of movies, and blah this and blah that, because everybody understands things differently. But at the same time, with the fact that we're supposed to be able to explain things differently and understand things differently, we all understand the exact same thing, even though it's displayed in different ways. So the circle of life, I know I'm eventually going to tie this all back together. The circle of life, that baby and that grandpa are essentially the same. The only difference is grandpa's got wrinkles and the baby doesn't. But when they both scream out the nonsense that's going through their brain, it's because they're trying to process what's going on. I don't know what babies see because I don't understand baby babble, but sometimes I do understand grandpa and grandma babble, because every once in a while, because grandpa and grandma did have the vocabulary and understood our speaking, they can sometimes and will remember to speak actual words. But for the fact that the baby has no memory or the muscles to be able to speak the words that we do, they got their own language that, I don't know, maybe society has decoded it, but I'm too low on the totem pole to really know what we all, like, I'm too low on the totem pole to know what society knows, but I don't know baby talk. Maybe somebody does, but I don't. I know grandpa and grandma talk because that's partly English, and I'm pretty good at listening to English and parting out some words, and sometimes I'll repeat it. But even, like, at least grandpa and grandma, I can decipher that shit. Babies, I don't know. But you look so cute. But remember, ladies and gentlemen, give the patience to grandpa and grandma that you would to a baby. And if you wouldn't give patience to a baby or grandpa and grandma, then avoid them as much as possible. Give them the patience and kindness and understanding that you would give to yourself. And if you wouldn't give yourself patience, kindness, and understanding, then why the fuck are you alive? You're the reason why this life is so unmiserable. You're the reason why this life is so unbearable, because you hate everything and you're bitter. And because you're bitter, you're projecting, you're mean to everyone. And regardless of your age or sex, your height or whatever, people are going to hate your demographic, your age or sex, and your gender, because you're the one that's doing it. And I always remember, I am a representative, even if I fucking don't want to be. I am a representative for the Black community. I am a representative for the young community. I am a representative for the Haitian community. I am a representative for the athletic community. I am a representative because that's the same way, because that's the freaking way that society seems to view people. And oh yeah, I didn't even tie into the fact that I went to Walmart today. And the reason why I'm telling the story is because I went to Walmart, the whole entire story, not this story, but like, yeah, I went to Walmart to return some bottles because, as it's always been, my family is not very fortunate with fundings, and bills always go up. There's always things to pay for some reason. There's always more bills than there's ever money coming in. And even when I was getting good fucking cash flow of money, I shit you not, I would give my dad like $600 at the beginning of the month, and then like halfway through he'd ask for more money. I'm like, what the I gave you $600. So at some point or another, when I was making so fucking much money, I was making on average $500 a week. So I was figuring if I was at least making $500, and that's fluctuant. So it's 500 plus. 5 was the bottom. If I was making that much, I'm at least making $2,000 a month, and I would give my dad at least $600 at the beginning of the month, and I'd toss him some extra cash that I wouldn't know. Like, I'd give him $600 to start. That sometimes I'd throw him an extra $200, an extra $300. And so it's like at the end of the month, I'm spending that money on them to make sure that everything's covering the bills, because I still stay at home. So I figure, fuck it, to cover the bills, that means, you know, I'm at least eating, so I can at least cover the food bill. I'm using electricity, I cover that. I'm also covering some other shit that I don't know I'm covering. But at the same time, like, why the fuck is there always such the constant flow of money going on? And I guess we could argue that some inappropriate spending of funds, but at the same time, I will admit, I never paid attention to financing. Now I kind of do pay attention to financing, but at the same time, I don't know what all the bills are, and it's just like, I just know what I am told, and I know stressing is just like sitting in a rocking chair. It's fucking pointless. There's no reason to. So for the fact that I had to do the bottle return, I was standing there and just kind of waiting. Just they're not looking for that cat though. I don't know whose cat that is. It could be a missing cat. So I'm just waiting and waiting, and it's Walmart, so things are just going as it goes. And I get to a machine and I start putting some bottles in. And after like 7 bottles, the thing breaks down. I'm like, wow. I'm wearing headphones as I always do because I'm me. I don't like the community most of the times. I let the people that want to talk to me come to talk to me, but the rest of you leave me the fuck alone. And that's how it goes, literally. Most people leave me alone, but those that want to talk to me, they will. So I was like, fuck it. Why do I need my ears out? You guys don't fucking pay attention to these anyways. You're just like, hi. Oh, yeah. I saw that you were doing... Can we restart this conversation? Because you were talking to me before I was even paying attention to you. Like, yeah, I saw you, but I thought you saw these in my ears and respect them, but you don't. So I guess I'll listen to you, okay? And we'll have a conversation. I'll go away smiling, you'll go away laughing, and be like, I'm glad I had it. But I wouldn't have started. Back to the point. So I go to the next machine, and I just end up talking to the people in there, a little bit of the elderly. Actually, all of them are elderly. I would say nobody was younger than 60 aside from me, because I'm 24. And one of the guys I noticed, he had a veteran attire on. It seemed like he was in a war. He had a leather jacket. I couldn't tell you what war, because I didn't really pay attention that close, but I knew he was in a war. And then there's a couple ladies, and from my understanding, some ladies kind of like a regular, and she says when she has issues, she goes to the concierge desk and just tells them that issues are occurring inside there. And I'm just like, I don't come here enough. I don't really care. I'm just trying to return these bottles, and I'm just vibing, listening to music, just doing my own shit. And then I'm trying to cash out those freaking little receipt shit after going through that little fiasco. And I was told by the person that stands at the line of the self-checkouts that I have to go to either the not the receptionist desk, what's it called? Front desk. It's not the concierge. The front desk area, where they help people but don't really help people. And I'm just like, okay. And I see, or a cash register. And I see literally one person there. And I'm thinking, this should be quick as fuck. Because there's one kid, just one kid. And it's weird because I actually saw all these people before even coming in. And that's not even important, Ethan. So I see this kid. There's one person working. I'm just like, one. And I see another person go in the back, but they're not really doing anything. So I'm just like, I just got one small, simple motherfucking thing. I got one small, simple motherfucking... And I'm always internally screaming. I'm just glad I have this internal monologue, because I don't know what the fuck I'd do without it. I feel like I'd be even more crazy. I think that's why I was giving this voice. Because when you can scream as loud as you want to and nobody looks at you, it's like... And people wonder why I'm so happy. That's because I'm insane up here. And I'm allowed to be insane up here because I can't be insane out here, because that gets you locked up in jail or killed. Maybe I'll do that one more suicidal. And killed or blah this and blah that. So I'm having my own little mental freak out. And as I'm spacing out, some lady that I met doing e-shit came up to me. And she's got this beautiful baby, beautiful blue eyes, blonde hair. And I'm perplexed as fuck, because I'm just like, that is not what you told me you liked in body. So why the fuck is he look like he do? Because shouldn't he look more like me? But no, he looked like you. A lot of you. Like, holy shit. Well, it's your life. Do what you do. But you confused me when you said you like chocolate too, if not Mexican. This baby brighter than the fucking sun when it comes out. How the hell are you going to say you like chocolate when that baby white? But that's fine with me. But because like I said, without this inner monologue, I'd be way worse in life. So I'm just having that in my head, like, oh, look at this cute little baby. And the funny thing is the name of the baby, because it reminded me of Lucifer. And I think it reminded me of Lucifer because the baby was so Caucasian. And the baby he just kind of like shined to me. I'm like, God damn, you Caucasian as fuck, which is why I had that dark joke in my head, the black joke, not the dark joke. And I was like, fucking A. And she's like, oh, his name is blah, blah. I'm like, why don't you just name him Lucifer at that point? Because I'm like, it's basically Lucifer. It's close to it. To me, at least. Like, I don't know, I made her laugh. I think I made him laugh. I don't know. He's a baby. He didn't give me the, oh, what the fuck are those? So I know he's seen a black person before, so that just means... Stop it, Ethan! Back on track. So after that interaction, I actually went to the cashier, got that shit done, went shopping, and this is actually when the real story of why I started doing this. I know I can keep you guys here forever if you stay. Please stay, don't stay. I don't care. Watch what you will and don't watch what you want. So back to the point. After I go around, grab all the shit that I need to, I stand in line after finding the cashier lady. And because most of the times I'll do self-checkout, to be honest, because it's quicker and I ain't got to talk to people. But that don't mean I ain't gonna talk to people. Like I keep telling y'all, it don't matter if I'm wearing headphones or not. People, if they want to talk to Ethan, they will talk to Ethan. And ain't nothing that Ethan gonna say or do to get people to not talk to Ethan. I shit you not. I'll fucking wear sweats. Got my hoodie up. Got my headphones on. Got my car. Just tunnel vision like I'm a freaking horse on the road. Excuse me, young sir. Yes. I don't know what aisle this. I barely shot. Well, if you said this shelf, I might have to jump, but just move out of the way. All right, here you are. Fine. Which water did you want? Okay. Just because I'm that nice. It's weird. I don't know. I figure be what you want to see in this world, and sometimes the random acts that I do, I hope that somebody else sees and does it to somebody else because pay it forward. I don't necessarily want people to do it back to me. I just want people to see it and eventually do it to somebody else. If you do it back to me, cool. But if you don't, all right, I'm not going to take it personal, but my acts of kindness are to hopefully start that chain reaction like everybody else with the, oh, fuck you. Okay, next person. Fuck you. Next person. Well, fuck you. Because for some reason, y'all have no issue passing around the assholery. But when it comes to kindness, it's like, well, thank you for all this generosity, ladies and gentlemen. Keep giving it to me. I want the kindness. Fuck me, be kind. Fuck no, you greedy sons of bitches. Get your paws off me. It's all you fucking want is my shit. But yes, I'll take all the fucking kindness. Give it. Give it. All is mine. I never understand why people are greedy like that. I'm a giver and a getter. I don't always get kindness to me, but I give it out because it's what I want in society. And how am I going to be a hypocrite? How am I going to be one of those that says, hey, this is how you should be, but I am not an example of it? I keep telling people when I get chances to teach, I will never teach you something that I am not doing myself, if not something I've learned. Because I sound like a hypocrite if I told you to do this and I ain't doing it myself. Which is why a lot of people like me. And for those that don't like me, I'm just like, it's all right if you don't like me. You probably don't like yourself either. But I like me. And you don't like me because I like myself. And you also don't like me because you probably don't like yourself. Because I like who I am and I'm okay with who I am, at least the versions that I am. Because if I did this out in public, not within the confinements of this car, I'd get weird faces. Possibly get the cops called on me, but because I'm in the confinements of the car, I could still be myself and still be increments of myself out in society and still be liked because I have my places where I can be free, and I have my places where I wear the suit that society wants me to be, but within the lines that I can still be myself without having to be a complete robot. Yes, exactly. That's what they told me. Ha 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 ha. Misogynist remarks, racist remarks. Ha ha ha, ha ha ha. I did this because somebody told me. 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 And then somebody told them. Ha ha ha. Racist remarks, misogynist remarks. Ha ha ha. I have thoughts. Sometimes they're approved, sometimes they're not. I don't give a fuck. I ain't do nothing physically. And if I do things, it's typically helping the greater good of society, but society don't always like me. And that's because that's the twisted image through the media's lenses. So I was standing in line, cashier, there's an elderly lady behind me. I know I'll eventually get this story done. And she was starting to talk to me, regardless, like I told you. And I was telling her, you know what? I don't really think it's going to be that long. She was talking about how long it was going to be and how I saved her from having a long walk. I'm confused on how I saved her from having a long walk. But for the fact that I do realize as time progresses, you don't have the time that you used to, and you're unwilling to wait for the things that you used to. Like at 24, I ain't got nothing but time, technically speaking. But at 24 with heart issues, I probably should be more impatient. But why? Because it's all you're gonna see is this. You're not gonna see this, and then I'm gonna have to be like this, and then it's gonna be, oh, now all disabled people are assholes. Because I also represent disabled people. Y'all just don't see it until I do this, and then when I do this, you guys go, oh, you can't be fucking patient because you're disabled. Well, look at you. You're young. I would have never been able to tell you're disabled. Look at you. You're fit. You don't even act like you're disabled. Look at you. You talk so smartly. You don't even act like you're disabled. And then it's like, honestly, you're right. I'm not the disabled one, because the way that you're reacting towards me, you seem like you're the disabled one. So my bad, bro. I'm gonna let you go. Or my bad, girl. I'm gonna let you go, because clearly I'm not the disabled one. That's like the worst part about being so consciously aware of shit. Back to the point. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, how, okay. So I was telling her, I'm 5'6". All the people in that line are old, so they're shorter than me because of freaking gravity. So thank you, gravity. So I'm able to kind of like look around the people and over the people. And I'm just telling her, like, honestly, we got this one lady. She seemed like she was okay. I said everybody was really old. I was wrong. There was probably 2 people that were under the age of 60, and that was, aside from me, that was the lady that was up front that had a bunch of stuff. Like, she seemed like she was feeding her family. I'd say probably kids that are mid-age. I'd say not adolescent, just above toddlers. Like, I'd say they're probably feeding themselves, not like 6, 8, 9, 10-year-olds. And that's just a rough guess. I could be wrong. Maybe she just eats a lot, or I don't know. She could be throwing a party. I'm just making up a story for the fact of the story. And then there was another guy that was probably in his 50s, yet again, just making part up for the story. And then there was me. No. And there was a lady, which was part of the bottle returns, which is back to the point. But she ended up leaving, so then it was me and then the lady that kept asking me, and apparently I saved her walk. And there was another couple behind us. And that was the last people in line that I at least knew of. So the lady from the bottle return ended up bouncing out. The lady with the mountain of shit, she ended up getting her stuff through. Then this dude, oh yeah, the dude was another person. Now that's the thing that I was like, but then again, not my life, not my business, so I shouldn't really care about it. But I'm like, because it was a dude and a chick. I know I said just the dude, but that's because as I'm telling her, I'm literally seeing it in my head. And what behooved me, because I saw it in the video before, can't remember the dude, but he's a cool dude, smart dude. Back to the point. So I'm gonna run out of time. Fuck! So what behooved me was she paid for half of her shit, he paid for half his shit, and I'm just like, I wonder if they live together. I wonder if they're like separated. I wonder if they're like siblings, because I'm like, because they put all the shit together, and I saw her take out her card, pay for her shit. I'm just like, okay. And there's still more shit on the bill. I'm like, it's all I really got is like, I only got a couple things to put up here. So like, the fuck? And then his stuff gets scanned and he gives his card through, and I'm just like, oh, huh. And then, you know, my thoughts just do what they do, making things up. And as I was going through, I'm just dancing. I forgot to mention that. I was dancing throughout the whole fucking time. Like, when she wasn't talking to me, I had my headphones back and I was fucking dancing. And before I moved up for the last time to put my stuff up, well, my stuff was already up there, but talk to the lady and stuff like that, the elderly lady I was talking to that was asking me about how much time that I thought we had, and I was telling her, I'm pretty sure it's going to be quick, because after the mountain lady, there's other people that only have a certain amount of stuff, and I showed her my stuff. It's like, see, clearly I don't have much stuff, and you don't really have much stuff, so we'll be out of this pretty quickly. So I was dancing, and she tapped on me, and she's like, do you know that black people have different DNA than Caucasians? And I was just like, actually, I do, because I do. And I'm just thinking to myself, what the fuck made her want to say that shit? And she's like, that's why you can dance so well. I'm just like, Grandma! I didn't take it racist. I took that shit as a compliment, because she's not wrong. I do dance good. I do dance well. I got the beats. I got the rhythm. I got the shit that tell me to move my hips, move my shit, move my body. And I don't know why. Like, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but either way, I ain't sad. So she complimented that, and then she kind of like made a joke at herself, at her own race. Like, that's why you guys can dance so well, and that's why a lot of Caucasians don't have any rhythm. And I'm just like, thank you for telling me that, because you telling me that is you sharing bits of information that most people wouldn't share because they want everybody to be smart, but they don't share the information to make everybody smarter, yet they will question why the generations keep getting dumber and dumber and dumber and dumber because you're not sharing the wealth of knowledge. Like, you ain't got to share your money, but at least share your money mind. Knowledge is just as powerful as money because what the fuck is worth the money if I don't know where the fuck to spend it? Anybody could blow $100 million, but $100 million worth of information, I don't think you could blow that unless somebody blows out your brains. But I was telling her, and I was like, yeah, I do actually know that. And I told her, thank you for telling me that because, like, I was ranting about the fact that people don't share information is the reason why society is so fucking stupid. It's the reason why so many people don't understand things. It's the reason why so many people are impatient. It's the reason why we have this disconnection. It's the reason why. And I was explaining to her that I have elderly parents, that I take care of them and all this and all that, and how I understand that the circle of life and how the person that you are as a baby and the person that you are as a very old and senile person are essentially the exact same thing because they said the circle of life, your mind is deteriorated. Now, the only difference is instead of learning, you're forgetting, but your mind is still deteriorated and fucked up because you don't know what's really going on in your eyes. I don't know what's going on through an elderly person's eyes, but I have noticed from the time that I spent with the elderly that they sometimes have this fog in their eyes, and that's when I realized they don't see what we see. And I've looked into babies' eyes, and like, I don't know, like they don't really have a fog in their eyes from what I've noticed, but it's been a while since I've actually, like, I ain't got kids. And like, yeah, I'll see some people's babies every once in a while, but I'm like, hey! Because I don't have the credentials to be a scientist. But like, hey, I'm just doing some eye experiments. And I don't think I'd ever do because, never mind. Back to the point. So I explained to her, and as I was doing that, the other old people heard me and just realized, like, holy shit. Not all black young people are bad because those are the only two representations that you could physically see without me explaining to them that I am Haitian, that I am disabled. But I showed them not all black young people are bad from that small representation. And from that small interaction, they also, like, she also tried to give me some freaking muffins for the elderly because I told her I worked with the elderly, but I'm like, I'm not quite sure where I'm going to see them. And I'm not quite sure where I'm going to see them, to be honest. And I was also thinking, like, that's more shit that I'm going to have to pay for because we're also in line and she didn't pay for them. And I just started the video about how poor we are. It's like, why the fuck am I gonna try to add more shit when I'm not trying to buy the shit that I already have? But I could afford that. I probably got like $4 by bank account. But like, thank you for the kind gesture, but no. So that was that interaction. I kind of felt good about that, and I was realizing, why do people not see the connection of the circle of life? The only difference is they're older, they're more wrinkled, and they're stronger to a certain extent. Only difference. It's the same baby, same bullshit, same randomness. It's just not as cute as it used to be. Same shit, just bigger. Really, it's literally the same shit. It's just bigger. Like, what's the difference between a Chihuahua shitting and a Great Dane shitting? Or a St. Bernard shitting? It don't matter. It's a dog shit. You gotta take care of it one way or another. Yeah, it's kind of a shitty analogy, but it's part of the circle of life. If you don't want to take care of your elderly grandparents, just put them in an old folks' home. And if you can't afford it, then take them. Take them behind the barn. I don't know what euphemisms to use. Like, I'm gonna do that to myself. Honestly, like I keep telling you guys, if I make it to the point where I cannot enjoy my life, Popeye! Because why the fuck am I gonna live my life if I can't truly live my life? I don't give a fuck what they say I can and can't do with my body. It's my fucking body, not fucking yours. And if it's your fucking body, then why the fuck am I still here? Take your fucking body. I don't want my... Take your body, since it's your body. But I'm gonna take my consciousness and leave. But like I keep saying, your body, your choice. And ladies and gentlemen, please, treat your grandma like you would your baby. And if you wouldn't treat your baby any good, then don't. Treat them like you treat yourself. If you wouldn't treat yourself, then don't. If you just can't treat people nicely, work on yourself for the greater good of society, for the greater good of the future, for the greater good of the elderly and the babies. Don't say that you want this world to be a better place, but be the reason why it's so fucking rude and so it's fucking toxic and so fucking short. I know I'm not part of the problem. I'm part of somebody's problem, but not part of the problem of why the world is shitty and why life is fucked up. Are you part of that problem? Remember, ladies and gentlemen, the circle of life is the circle. It starts off weird and it ends weird if you make it long enough.